October 6, 2005, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi released, and this was a pivotal day in my childhood. This was a moment in history, a moment in my life, I might say. A year after Budokai 3 release, we finally was able to play a Dragon Ball Z game like Dragon Ball Z was seen on this TV screen. I was able to fly around, float around. It felt amazing. It felt great. But then, a year after that, October 5th, 2006, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. Oh, this was way better. It smelled smoother. It felt greater. But I needed more characters, more Dragon Ball characters. And yet again, a year later, year after year after year, Dragon Ball Z released a game with Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And I love this game. As a matter of fact, I played this game so much, I bought it on Nintendo Wii. I played this game so much, I was hailed as the demon in my neighborhood. Now, I'm pretty sure you were too. Back in the day, you would play in your neighborhood, and nobody could contest how amazing you were. Nobody would even dare say, oh yeah, I'm better than you, because you were the best in your household, or your street, or your cul-de-sac. And then, we waited for Budokai 4. Budokai Tenkaichi 4. We all wanted the game to be so good. We wanted the game to be amazing. We all said to ourselves, it's coming eventually. So we waited from 2007 to 2024. That's how long it took. It took so long to finally get the game. When the game first released, I was the first person that I know of to 100% the game. Made a video about it. I 100% the game just to make the video. I made that video immediately. I started making Dragon Ball Z content. I made a character tier list about all the characters. I chaptered each and every single point. I cared about each person, gave my thoughts about each part. I loved it. It was amazing. 100,000 views. Whoa, a bunch of you guys came from that video. I even said before the game came out, 5 months ago, the game came out 5 months ago, I remember. Before the game came out, October 10th, I made this video October 5th. I said Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero will be a horrible fighting game, but a great Dragon Ball Z game. You can quote me on that. And I remember everybody in the comment section telling me, of course, we're not here for a fighting game, we're here for a Dragon Ball Z game. And I remember everybody being excited about the aspect of what it is. And now, all I hear is people saying the game failed. The game was a commercial failure. The game is garbage. The game didn't do what it was supposed to do. Oh, the game is trash. The game is this, the game is that. I want to be honest with you. I want to keep it a bean with you. The game accomplished its goal. As a matter of fact, when I have friends over, we pull up Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and play some games with it. As a matter of fact, I pull on Parsec. Parsec is a app you can put on your computer where you can link up to other people's computers. If they don't have a game, you can play in couch co-op mode. And I'll play my friends on Discord. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero did exactly what it was supposed to do. It became a great couch co-op game. However, this is the big issue. People wanted to prove themselves. People wanted to prove to themselves, oh, wait a second, hold on. The game should be great online too. Because back in the day, I would pick these cheesy spam characters. I would pick Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I would pick Fusions. I would pick Kid Buu. I would pick these powerful characters. And I would pick a team of 5. And now I would beat my friend's butt. I would beat them up. And now that there were broken characters. I remember when the game first came out, I talked about it here, that the Giants were insanely strong. The Giants were insanely strong. I kept talking about it. Everybody kept saying, oh, the Giants aren't that strong. And I made this video and a bunch of people saw it. They said, I think you ruined the game because you got people put on Giants. And I said, no, I didn't. I'm a small YouTuber. And then I went to a tournament, one of the first tournaments. And by all means, I picked Giants and I won. And everybody got mad at me because I kept picking Giants. And I kept picking Dr. Wheelo and Giants. And in the beginning, everybody's saying, oh, Giants suck. And now, everybody's saying Giants are great. So they nerfed Giants to the ground. And nobody picks Giants. Nobody picks Giants. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. And I remember this. I remember the hate I got. I remember the anger people approached me with. I remember every second of it. I remember all of it. I love Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I think it's a perfect Dragon Ball Z game. But I want to point out its flaws, if I could for a moment. Story mode was lackluster. They could have added more to the story mode. I like the what if scenarios, but we already had a perfect Dragon Ball story game. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was the best version of Dragon Ball Z story that I could think of. It was outstanding. Then after that, we had a great Dragon Ball Z fighting game. But that's a fighting game. Dragon Ball Z fans don't want a fighting game. They want a game that's Dragon Ball Z simulation. Dragon Ball FighterZ is the best Dragon Ball fighting game, period. There's no contest. As a pure fighting game, it's the best in the business. But as an arena fighter, which is a different thing to me, that's just to me. I don't know if that's true to everybody else, but to me, as a Dragon Ball Z game, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero fulfilled its goal. It's perfect. Nowadays, you don't see that many people playing the game. The game first came out, had a crazy retention player rate. Everybody was playing it. Nowadays, you barely, and I ever so mean this, you barely see anybody touching the game, talking about the game. Look at the state that it's in right now. 2,000 playing right now. It's a Saturday. I chose to make this video on a Saturday because I know people will be off work. So I chose Saturday to see how many people will be on. Saturdays is when it's get the biggest peak. We're getting about 2,000 players, which is pretty good. But compared to its peak, it's not that good. But this is Steam. On PlayStation, there's obviously more people. On Xbox even, there's more people. But this is a PlayStation game more so than anything. You can't really rely on Steam player accounts overall. But this should be a good indicator of how it operates, of how it works. This game is made for Dragon Ball Z fans. Dragon Ball Z fans don't read. Dragon Ball Z fans that think Dragon Ball Z is the greatest anime of all time. Dragon Ball Z fans who think Goku could be anybody. This game was made for those people because they complain the most. They complain about unfairness. They complain about these things. The game is nostalgia incarnate. And I have no issues with anything about the game. I don't have any issues with the community. I don't care about the fan base at all because I learned deeply that I can't keep interacting with the fan base. I can't. So I stopped making videos about the game. I can't keep interacting with the fan base. I can't. I have no universe in which I can. Before someone comments, but you're making a video about the game right now. You obviously want to get back into it. Wrong again. I'm making a video because the game is releasing things too slow. I remember when they said, oh, we're going to have DLC for the characters. You see, as Dragon Ball fans, we are impatient, we are ignorant, we are selfish. We want the characters to come out now. We had to wait so long for this DLC. We had to wait forever for this DLC. I don't understand why we had to wait so long for DLC. I thought to myself, maybe in some capacity, we get better DLC. We get DLC a lot faster. The Gohan DLC was released way too late. I think they should have released more characters because they had them cooking, or at least made a development time a bit more. They're panning it out so the game can make more money. And this is an issue with modern games more than it is an issue with everything about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Modern games need to continue to make more money to be more profitable. This game is a love letter to Dragon Ball Z fans for sure, but you guys wanted Dragon Ball, right? You guys wanted Super. You guys wanted Moro. You guys wanted Granola. You guys wanted all these other characters. You guys wanted Black Frieza. You guys wanted more in the game because Tenkaichi has always been a series where we have a bunch of characters that are there just for the sake of not picking them. That's how it operates. We didn't get that. What we got was nothing burger. We got a whole big nothing burger of nonsense. That's all it is. And the people that are playing Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero now understand how the game works, because a big issue happened with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. A lot of people may not remember it. Big issue happened was, oh my goodness, they changed the entire mechanics of how the game worked. They changed everything in the game. They changed how the giants operated. They changed characters. And this is the thing about a modern Dragon Ball Z game. When something's broken in the game, they can come in and fix it. Back in the day, if something was broken in the game, it was just a feature. You couldn't get rid of a feature in the game because that's how it operated. You could pick broken characters. You could destroy and disrupt and annihilate people and be unfair and do all these things. Now, if everybody complains about it, nothing can get fixed. People don't want things to be fixed in a Dragon Ball Z game. It's supposed to be broken. But now, moves are slower. Characters are slower. A bunch of people dropped off because the game changed entirely. One of my friends played recently and said, why does this game feel different? Is something wrong with your copy? I said, no. They just released a patch and they said, oh, I can actually feel the effects of this. This feels like garbage. I don't like this. Back in the day, when the game came out and they stopped doing all these patches, all that happened was people would be really happy about the fact that they could play the game. That's what it was. That's what happened. And I don't know how I feel about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero anymore, right? It was a perfect game for my nostalgia. If my friends come over, I'll play it. If it pops over and somebody wants to play with me, I'll play it. But it's not a game that has any longevity. There's nothing to do. It took so long for them to have player matches and rank matches that people don't care about that anymore. There's no reward for getting a Z rank. If you're gonna have modern game practices, include a battle pass. Have more customization in the game. There's still too many things that are wrong with the game, and I wanted to see where this game would be a few months after its release, and it's not looking good. Eventually, this game is going to be a year later, and I told people that I'd make videos about the DLC, and I haven't made videos about the DLC because I haven't been inspired to make videos about the game. It feels wrong and lackluster. I love Dragon Ball Z, and I don't like the community at all. I don't like anybody in the community. I don't. They're all entitled people that just want to complain about things because things are messed up. I wish the game was a broken mess because I want people to enjoy what it once was. I wish it was that. That's what I wish the game was. I wish the game was buggy and broken and messy because that's what I want from my arena fighters. I don't like the game trying to be conventionally correct or trying to fix things that are busted. I hate that. I want a game that's messed up. I really do. But hey, I'm just a random guy on the internet that used to make Dragon Ball content. I'm probably not going to make that much in the future going here forward. I might play some on stream, but the game is different now. The game is different. The game is different.